Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears! Last time, Emeralda grew up before our very eyes. This time... That's strange music. What's going on here? Let's see here. How the hell did you get here? What in the hell is going on here? Anyway, these 4 chests will respawn. And they're all going to contain random items, some of which are useful, most of which are not. The only thing of real, actual value around here is the matchlock gun, which I think sells for like 20,000, but... Anyway, Big Joe now has a shop, so of course it's all Joe brand, which, considering your fighting skills, probably means they're crap. They're not crap. He has the best shop in the game. And he sells all of the drives, so this is why you want to have a lot of money at the end of the game, if you're interested in doing this. Now, here's 2 items that deal with status effect that we haven't really had to deal with yet. Chu-Chu actually has a spell that can inflict the status play dead. From what I've read, apparently it's, you can't be targeted, you appear dead to the enemy so they don't hit you, and you can use items or defend or potentially use magic. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I never use it, so I guess it could be useful if you could use spells or even items if you're really having trouble with a fight, but I have never had any issues with that, so most of the fights in the game are easy enough. You have this if you want to increase your battle power. You don't really need these, I'm just going to buy some because why not? And you can buy as many drives as you want. I'm going to buy a bunch of strength drives, just because, let's see, you get up to 30 of those. And most of the other ones I'm not going to worry about too much. Let's go grab some HP ones while I'm here. But you don't need to do this, but I am going to show you a good way of dealing with it if you're so inclined to do so. Now, the reason why you wouldn't want to do this, even though it's the end of the game and as much as you can boost your stats up would be a good thing, unfortunately, as far as plot goes, there are absolutely 0 enemies you need to fight, specifically bosses, but regular enemies in general, that you fight in your human form. The rest of them are all done in gear form. Bad phone. No phone calls during explanations. Anyway, enough of that. So, yeah, like I was saying, you will pretty much, even the final boss is in gear form, so the final dungeon is a gear dungeon. You have no reason to actually boost your stats, since obviously you can't boost your speed stat, but I have a specific reason for doing it. So let's check out our status, see what our strength and all that stuff is at. As you can see, most of them not so great in the strength department because they don't have weapons, save for Satan. Defense is pretty good, though I'd like to up Emeralda's a little bit. I'm not worried too much about evade or ether or any of that kind of stuff. Attack is kind of the main one because that's what we use the most for our damage. And Emeralda's weak when it comes to the HP, so I'd like to give her some of that. So let's give her all the HP drives that I have. And put up to 620, you up to 620, and everyone else will get more, so eventually that'll even out. Now, all of these drives I've been holding on to, mainly just because I have no real use for them. Ether drive, you might as well give that to Emeralda, because she can use that. Vitality, of course, is your defense. Again, that's Emeralda. EP, stop that. EP, again, she's going to max out shortly anyway. The max, of course, is 99. The max HP is 999. So we don't really need to make use of them, but I have 3 left, so sure, whatever. Ether defense, I forgot to really take a look. Who has the worst ether defense? Faye does, so Faye gets them. Pretty much that's how I distribute them at this point in the game once the differences are significant. And the reason why I bought the strength drives is I'd like to kind of spread them out between those 2 to get their attack power closer to Satan's there. Of course, they're not going to be bang on, but they're at least higher now than they were. I have some other things to buy before I spend any more money there. But kind of the important bit is he has gear parts too. And this is why I said not to buy anything really other than frames at the other shop that we had access to. Because, dun, 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 he sells the best ones in the game. As far as engines go, nothing beats the Omega Drive, and now it only has 1,000 fuel. However, when you're doing 4,000 plus damage with a triangle attack to not like gear-sized enemies, you really don't care. Yeah, 2,000 to 4,000 damage approximately, depending on how you're equipped. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to buy these for certain characters, mainly the ones I'm actually going to use. And yeah, let's just, might as well give it to him. Now, there's two kind of ways of going about this. I can actually build up my gears so much that the boss of the game will die so fast that there's no point. I'm not going to go way overboard. And this is the reason why I left those two available for now. So let's go and upgrade you, because these are better than the ones I had access to at the Snowfield hideout. So let's just do that real quick. As far as armor goes, we have the best armor in the game here, so I want to go for that. Now, some people will go for the Z Gold. I like the Z Alloy because having Aether Defense is awesome. And for the total amount of points you get for the Z Alloy is 110 as opposed to this one, which is only 100. It's just split between two different values. So I think that's the best armor in the game. So I'm going to give that to the three characters that I'm going to be using for the remainder of the game, because their speed makes them so much better than pretty much anyone else. And of course that's these three, as you might have guessed from the fact that I'm using them, and I put all those drives into them. Now, I like to use the Omega drives, but I'm not going to do the big upgrade yet. I will be doing probably some more money farming first, because I want to kind of show off how that works. Let's just heal up the gears. I wanted to get the big ones out of the way there. Now, weapons. We can buy Godson Ambo for the gun that we got in the last episode, so I'm not really going to use him, but at least we'll give him some so that he can do things with. And we also have power magics here if you need those. We have all the chargers, so I'd like to get some of those. Specifically, I want to get one for everybody, though you don't really need it because you're never going to be equipping them permanently. You could probably make do with one, but it is what it is. No. And last but not least, engine output up 20% and up 50%. If you can imagine that 50% of 600 is 300, obviously if you have the 1000 output engine, you get up to another 500. And these stack. If you have 3 of them on there, it's literally just walk into battle, hit them once, they die. Thing is, with one of them on there, with most battles they die faster than they need to. It's just so easy to waste through the rest of the game by using these. Now, I'll probably show off like maybe another fight, with maybe the final battle or something like that, when equipping all of these. But for the most part, like I'll do the grinding, get them money, buy them, but I won't be equipping them, just because it makes the game too easy. And I don't want it to be too easy. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm going to need money. Now, in order to get money, let's just buy those, whatever. Yeah, I'll deal with the rest of this stuff later. But in order to get money, we need to actually farm it. So I'm going to meet you outside by the ship there, and I'll see you in a moment. Actually, wait a minute. No, I'm not. What am I talking about? We have other things to check out first. Can I not get stuck on things, please? I hate the camera. The camera hates me too. But there's actually a reason explained as to why Joe found this place, or how he found this place, and what he's doing. I believe this is one of them. Oh, stop it. I went through too fast. Didn't get to see the start. Aha! So, this is the Zeboim Society from 4,000 years ago. They know about the slave generators. They created most of the gears that we're using, right? And they just happened to still be around because they got buried and protected from things. Basically, this one explains how the slave generators work and how attack levels and hyper mode work. Basically, things I've explained to you before. Yeah, here's your mathematical equation to how your hyper mode percentage will be there based on the amount of HP you have. Pause if you want to read it. Yeah. Basically, have fun. There's a lot of text there. I'm not particularly interested in reading that. Was this one of them that I could read too? The thing is, I'm going to be spamming the button a lot to look at a lot of these things because they don't work particularly well. You try and press the button to read certain things, and depending on your angle, it probably won't work the vast majority of the time. Seriously, I can't jump over boxes. There we go. The Eldridge was equipped with history's first ever inexhaustible pseudo-perpetual engine, i.e. Zohar, and was not just a highly efficient generator, also made possible the production of defense fields from the unique absolute objective space and actuation of hyper light speed. Yeah, basically this is an explanation of physics that I don't understand. So yeah, have fun. They talk about an uncertainty principle and the Heisenberg engine. I think some of this references real life concepts, but yeah, it kind of explains things about Zohar and about the ship. And thing is, if you talk to it again, former WWW heavyweight champion and 5-time hit movie star Big Joe, real name Joey Balboa, I don't need to explain that reference, added NBA Player of the Match, or Player of the Game, to his list of accomplishments for the year, which includes a Wimbledon Grand Slam, a baseball Triple Crown, and a Pulitzer Prize. Wait a minute. But at the award ceremony, when he went to shake hands, he slipped, hit his head, went home brain damaged, burnt out, and thinking he's Elvis. Yes, Big Joe, the one that's been alive for the past 4,000 years, is the same one that we know. And he was actually from this society, and he was a super athlete, movie star guy. I guess he's supposed to be like Hulk Hogan or something like that, or like maybe Hulk Hogan, Wayne Gretzky, and Michael Jordan or something like that. I don't know. The fact that he can do all of these things is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, basically, the reason why he's a crazy bastard now is because he hit his head. That's it. Which is absolutely hilarious. I don't know why they put him in the game, but I'm glad they did because he's a great source of comic relief and he is kind of an idiot. Anyway, that's not the only one we can go into. There's a couple other buildings around here, or at least one other building. Let's get back into Gears. Over here. And pop back into the studio. Now, considering the length of the last episode, I'm sure you understand why I decided not to go into all of this stuff in that episode as well, why I just grabbed the treasure and moved on. But if we go up here in the studio, I believe, is it this one? No, it's this one. There we go. Here we learn a little bit more. What is this movie? Oh, some animated well, not really animated, but anyway, it died out 4,000 years ago. I kind of talked about this at the start of the episode here, and this is where they make the reference. Yeah, Miang was in that society, and it's implied that she's the reason why it burned to the ground. Of course, at that time, yeah. The other thing is we don't really know who her host body was in the here and now. Obviously now she's residing in Ellie's body and they're part of Deus, but before that she was just called Miang. They never really mentioned who her host body was that time, but it's not particularly important, so. Yeah, so she was Prime Minister's wife or assistant or help or whatever. And that's how all of that kind of went around. And of course, she's trying to resurrect Deus at that point in time as well. Oh. So she did it over again. And by doing it over again, well... And that being, of course, was, Emerald, of course. Yeah, the mass driver facility is one of the few things we kind of talk about on Disc 2 that we can't revisit at this point. We can go back to the Anima Relic dungeons, Melchior's house, and, you know, most of the other places we've been to, but unfortunately we can't really go there. That was just cut right out of the game. Because of that, we're now descendants of the few strong people who survived. So yeah, basically almost everyone died out here. I guess, again, you can kind of see how people would view Zeboim time as being in relation to ours, but again, whatever. We created Emerald, and that's pretty much it. You can watch the scene again, but I don't think any of these other ones allow us to watch any more videos, unfortunately. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is for Zeboim. It's a pretty cool area that kind of explains some of the basic ideas. Oh, can I get down those stairs? Thank you. That door does not open. So yeah, I will meet you outside somewhere. I can't remember. All right, we're back. So this one here, this little dot here, is actually Anima Relic Dungeon number 1. We can go back and revisit there whenever we want. Not a whole lot of reason to, but it's there. More importantly, this one, if I could land my ship, that would be nice. And instantly into a battle. Sure, why not? That works too. Well, we'll kill these guys to get more money. I'll take it. And smack you one as well. Golden hoods. There we go. This one, as soon as it loads, is Anima Relic Dungeon number 2. This one, there's a reason to revisit if you want to farm said money, like I was talking about before. And the bot's still here. And battles are frequent. Okay. Anyway, these are the important enemies in here, and another reason why I like using Emeralda, because I haven't equipped it yet, but you can also equip the economizer on her to cut her MP cost in half, and so she'll only spend 6 EP to finish these guys with this spell, and the battle goes by relatively fast, and you get 6 scales. Now, I think the scale sold for, what, 1,000 or 1,500 or 1,200, something like that, and you encounter them in groups of 6 here. As you can see, you're going to build up a lot of money quite quickly. The golden hoods and the golden vests that you get from those other guys, you do have to fight other enemies there that aren't particularly useful, and they don't give as, I think those things sell for around 3,000 a pop, but you only get 2 or 3 per fight, and there's a lot of other enemies, including Forbiddens, you know, those guys that were the weird, like, 4-legged creatures that were stuck in stone, and you used to be able to beat them before, and you'd get golden nuggets back in Shavat. Well, the same thing applies. However, if you have the trader card equipped, they'll never drop it because it's the other slot. They have the 2 item slots, and the trader card makes one of them 100%, and the other one will never happen with the trader card equipped. So anyway, I'm just going to remove that here. Where's the economizer here? Probably, oh no, I didn't already pass it. So yeah, throw that one on her, and she'll take way less usage there. There's also another enemy around here that we want to fight, and I would like to show that off before the end of the video, and basically off screen in between episodes I'll be going and doing a little bit of money farming, balancing out some of the stats that the characters have. I believe these are the guys. and they don't last too long at this point. If you had bought the other engines, they would have been probably dead by now anyway, but oh well. I'll do that later. I just don't want to have to go back and heal all the time. One thing you will want to bring here is EP restoring items, because Emeralda won't last forever with the amount of EP that she has, and you'll need to keep healing her. They've got a lot of HP. But with the trader card equipped, they should drop the item that I'm expecting them to drop. Let's just use normal attack. I don't think we need to. Yeah, there we go. Some more experience, and they drop Ivory. Ivory sells for 2,000 a pop. We only fight them there, but you know, and there's only 2 of them, but most of your enemies that you're going to encounter here are those 2. I think the other one is the Griffin, if I remember correctly, and the Griffin can also be encountered in Zeboim. Not that we care, but yeah, since she's our fastest character, she's going to go first, cost 6 MP, fast forward through the animation, get lots of money real fast. Make sure you're checking your inventory often to see how many you have. Once you max out, head back to the B Info Center in Kislev in Nortun there and sell all of the ivory and all of the other stuff that you have. And that's pretty much the process. I find this is the fastest one, though some people like to do the hoods. Some people also like to farm the 20,000 G worth of Matchlock, the gun there, that spawns every time you exit and re-enter into the location where Joe's shop is, because those 4 chests will always respawn. You can only get 1 Matchlock per trip in there, max, and it's not guaranteed. I like doing this. I get money, I also get experience, and I can build up my levels. But that's pretty much all I wanted to do today. I was kind of thinking I would have had time to get to Dune Man, but that'll have to be next time. There's also one other thing I'd like to do, and I'll meet you back in the Snowfield hideout in order to do that at the start of the next one. So that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.